Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Oh, wait. Something went wrong, and I don't know what. Oh, that's interesting. Uh, okay. I hope that I am. It seems that I'm live, but my studio says I'm not live. So, it's a good thing I can also check it on YouTube itself. Anyways, it is day 9 of the Golden Quill Month, and I hope you are having a splendid creative month so far. For me, it's been a little bit mixed, but I'm fine with that. I don't need perfect things. I just need things that work. And if it doesn't yet work, I will just edit it. And that is what I might do today. I'll see about that. But there are a few things I promised you guys yesterday, so let's get into that first. Oh, and before I forgot, for those who don't know me, my name is Ilse. I am a magic wielding dragon companion and a creator of worlds. And the world that I have created for the book series that I'm currently writing is the world of Tergene. And I am writing a book series. That's my big project. Currently, I'm writing a novelette, I think it's going to be, which takes place about 10 years before the main series starts. And I have a few other books, miniseries, that play partially before the main series and play partially in the same timeline as the miniseries, as the main series, and that might also affect the main series in one way or another. So there's a lot of thinking to do and planning to do and looking ahead. So that's fun, but it also sometimes makes things complicated. But that's all right. That's what writing about. That's my feeling about it anyway. Yesterday, I promised you guys that I would tell you about the book fair I went to yesterday. I went to the Fantastic Reads. Let me grab the the Fantastic Reads. That's the Fantastic Reads book fair, and that was in my old hometown. I met a lot of authors, indie authors, authors I hadn't read about yet, and I met some people from Dutch publishers who are now also accepting English books from Dutch writers. So that's awesome, because a couple of years ago I checked in with publishers, and Dutch publishers would not accept an English manuscript. As a Dutch author, you had to translate your manuscript from English to Dutch to be able to submit it to a publisher. And that is slowly changing. So yesterday I found 2 publishers who actually accept English manuscripts. Now, that made me, for a moment, doubt my decision, because after all, going straight to a publisher means that there's, if your manuscript is accepted, of course, it means that you don't need to invest loads of money for yourself to get your book published. Well, today is going to be a hard day for words. Anyways, but if you do self-publishing, you have complete control over every part of the process and everything. So that complete control is still what I prefer. And even though it will cost me money, I probably will do a crowdfunding at some point in the future. Once I've written the complete series, at least all the first drafts, and my first book will be ready to go to a copy line editor. At least that's what I have in mind right now. To go to crowdfunding, because that's, how shall I say that? That way I can keep complete control of everything myself, and I think I prefer that still. But we'll see how I feel about it when I'm deep into the revisions of my first book to get it ready for publications. We'll see about that. There are a few authors I met there who I want to mention. Britt van den Elzen. She wrote Web of Lies, which is a fantasy story. I'll just read a small snippet. Layla grew up in the Undercity before moving above ground to attend school. To ensure her safety, her father let Layla establish a life far from his organization, despite her desire to prove that she is more than merely his precious daughter. If only he would give her a chance. And from there, it of course goes on. This Brit is an indie author. I will post the link to her website in the chat if you have a moment. And be sure to go and check her out. She also has sci-fi books, or more sci-fi books. For me, it didn't. The description did not. It did not click with me for the sci-fi book, but it did with this fantasy book. So I'm sure that you can find something for yourself to work with. And there's another author I would like to call out, and that is Natalie Thorpe, who wrote A Jackdaw's Feather, which is about a healer who has had to hide her magic from everyone. She's used to that, but also from her husband. Words are really hard today. And also from her husband. And it's more like, if you pretend that you don't know and I pretend that you, or if you pretend that I don't know and I pretend that I don't know, then everything is smooth sailing and no problems. And from there it goes. Let me just give you the blurb. Few people know that Svea of Horne is an unregistered mage, although it has made her indispensable as her village's healer. When a chance event causes her magic to do something unexpected, Svea's spouse Esben becomes convinced she might be able to cure the ever-spreading wilt that threatens the kingdom. But even though Svea's magic is exceptionally strong, it might cause more harm than it will do good. Telling Esben the truth, however, means she risks losing him, but traversing the country may not be the safest thing to do for an unregistered mage, now that the fearsome Roper is on the hunt. So that's an interesting one as well. So I decided to buy this one. And I will give you the link to her website as well. Yeah, it's working. Thank you. Sometimes mouse cursors are hard to see. There it is. And I bought a nice bookmark. I needed to think about it. Can you guys see that? With a little dragon. And the moment I saw it, I just knew I had to buy it. I mean, it's a dragon! So, yeah, I had to buy it. So I did that. And this is from bookbijou.com. And I'll put the link to that one in the chat as well. So be sure to check out these authors and this shop to see if there's something you would like. Now, after that, yesterday I did do the live stream after I slept a couple of hours. And after the live stream, I just went straight to bed and I slept for about 12 hours, I think. And as you may have noticed, words are still hard for me right now. So we'll see how that goes. I have no idea. Let me... My apologies. I will just see how it goes. And you know what? Progress is progress. And even if it's just, I don't know, 10 words and a little bit of research, or if it's 250 words, I don't think I will write a lot today. It's all progress, and that's what's important. I know that I need to check a few things as far as my world building concerns. Let me rephrase that. I need to check a few things for my world building. That's what I meant to say. I think I now made the correct note for that, but I'm not 100% sure. And I mean, this thing that I need to check might change in the future, but right now I need to know if the note that I made early this morning when I woke up, yeah, you know, sometimes you just wake up with ideas and then you need to write it down, and it might be something you can really use, or it might be something that just doesn't work. But yeah, so I need to check that. I need to check if it works with the things I have in mind. I think it does, but there's also, I mean, I talk about this, but I can't tell you guys what it is, because the thing that I need to check, if I tell you guys what it is, then I am going to spoil a very important part of the story that will take place in a few books. Well, I mean, that's not making any sense, is it? What I just said. The thing that I need to check is something you will see in a few books in the main series. So, but in a way, it will probably also be a plot twist or a world building twist or whatever. So I can't tell you guys about it, because if I tell you guys about it, I'll be spoiling very important parts of the story, even before I have written those parts of the story. So I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. But, yeah, it needs to work. I think I already made it work with the ideas that I jotted down quite a while ago. But somehow my mind thought that something was off, something was wrong with what I jotted down. Of course, I mean, I woke up with that idea, so I hadn't checked it. So it's something I'm going to check right now. And it's, yeah, because it is so important, it needs to, I need to be sure that it works. And of course, it can change in the future, depending on how the story goes and what else I discover about Terrakanay and about the people and the creatures involved in certain events. Let me put it that way. I think that's safe. Yeah. I mean, I might discover new things that might change the idea I have right now. And that's okay. That's all part of discovery writing. And that's all part of my own writing process. It is one of the reasons why I want to finish it is one of the reasons why I want to finish writing the entire series, the entire main series, before I bring my first book to the level that I think that it can go to publication. Because I have a tendency to find things and to write plot development in later pieces in the book, but also later on, that might influence what I have already written. And so, for example, if I think about a few things that come up while I'm writing the story in, I don't know, book 4 or book 8, there will be things that I might need to seed in book 1. And that's a bit hard to do if you've already published book 1. So, yeah, that's something I need to check and I need to think about. And that is why I want to first write the entire series. Also, at this moment, I don't know yet if this series, the main series, will be 4 books or 8 books. Why 4 or 8? 4 and 8 are very important numbers in Terganate. So I'm gonna write 4 books or 8. But the thing is, the timeline that I currently have for the story, it takes place in roughly 8 years. So one of the questions, of course, is for me also. One of the questions for me also is: do I write 1 book per year? Do I cover 1 year per book, I should say, or will I cover 2 years per book? I'm not sure yet. It all depends on how the writing goes and how long the book would be if I wrote only 1 year or if I would write 2 years in 1 book. I mean, if I'm at 250,000 words for just 1 year, then it's gonna be a tough challenge to cram 2 years in that 1 book. So, yeah, those are things I need to think about. Because I have certain events in mind that I have in mind for certain timeline. Yeah, for the timeline, and that's, how shall I say that? For me, those events are important. They might be the perfect endings of certain books. So that's why I'm also checking that to see how that goes. So I'll see how things develop over time. So right now we're going to get into our creative session of today. 60 minutes, 1 hour, and I wish you all a lot of fun. So let me put my headphone on like usual. And let's start our writing session of today. There we go. Have fun. And this is the sign of the end of our creative session. How did it go for you guys? I have to say it wasn't that easy this time, but I got some things done, and that's what's important. I did some world building, I did some character development, or rather defined some relationships between certain characters, and I wrote. So in the end, even though I didn't write as much in my short story, I am relatively satisfied with the progress I made today. So that's good. Okay, let's see. Nick, thank you for checking in with us. It's wonderful to have you here. And with your previous creative sessions, you said it went well, a little slow, but you're feeling the flow again, so you're taking advantage of the time. Excellent, that's great to hear. And yeah, I said it's good when you can really feel the flow. I hope it will keep coming for you, and you hope that too. Tish, welcome in. I hope it went well with your chapter 9. And Tish also greets Nick and everyone else who's watching. Nick, I hope it went all right with the boys. It's great that you have them. So yeah, it's a weird day. The thing that I was talking about earlier, that thing that I had to check, and what I can't tell you guys about yet because I would spoil things. I checked it and it's okay. It's the way I feel about it now, the way I have written it in my world building and in parts of stories, or at least concept text. It works. It works in a way that I have described it in my world building, so that's good. That's good. It just turned out that I needed to fill in the name of one of the groups. Let me put it that way. That way I don't spoil anything for you guys. So I checked the name of that group and I filled it in the world building. And now that's complete. So that's perfect. Because it is mentioned in the short story, but from the way I feel it right now, I don't think that this particular group, let me put it that way, that this particular group will have anything to do in the short story. So it's mentioned and that's it. But it will definitely be in the first book already. Yeah, in the first book, and it will probably also be in the other books in one way or another. So yeah, that's it's good that I have a good overview right now. Tisha say you didn't realize the time you got carried away. I can so totally imagine that. I have that happening as well when the writing is really going really good. When I'm really in the flow, then I can really lose track of time. Rather, I could. Yeah, I could. And now it's a bit hard for me to stay in the flow. But that's just my brain's acting up. So, oh well, that's my writing process right now. And I'm slowly getting used to it. That's the part that I'm still getting used to. But you know what? That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, with the things that I checked and that I developed today and that I've written, I'm relatively satisfied. It's my apologies. It's a good result, and I can build on that tomorrow again during my next live stream tomorrow. I will do the live stream at the same time again, 1:30 p.m. Central European time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all there. But right now, I'm curious as how your creative sessions are going. Let me know in the chat or in the comments if you are watching this once the live stream is finished, and if you are, my apologies, if you are looking for words are hard, people. Words are hard today. That's an issue today. Hopefully it will be less tomorrow. But if you are looking for sparring partners or some feedback on ideas, feel free to join the Discord. This should give you the link, I hope. Let's see. It should give you the link. It's not. Oh, I closed something. I accidentally closed something. That's weird. Let's open it again. And let's see. Something went wrong. Okay, so that went wrong. Now, let's try that again. This should work now. Yes, there it is. Perfect, perfect. So yeah, join the Discord if you are looking for sparring partners or some feedback on your ideas or anything you want to talk about world building, especially for fantasy. But also, I mean, world building is something you do, or world building is something that can come in handy. That's what I meant. Basically with every story you're writing, even if you are writing contemporary fiction, because you'll need to know things. You'll need to know which stores are at the mall, which bricks have been used for certain buildings or whatever, or what a building looked like, I don't know, before a certain demolition took place, or before a harbor was built, or if I look at Netherlands, for example, before a dike was built, and I do mean a dike, before a dike was built to keep out the water, and then that made it possible for engineers to literally form land. That's what happened in. That's what we did here in the Netherlands. But before that dike, don't ask me for the name because at the moment I don't remember the name. But before that dike was built, that lake wasn't a lake; it was part of the sea there. So yeah, it's quite different. It looked quite different before that dike was built. And before Flevoland, as that area is called, the land area is called, before Flevoland was made, because that was actually really created. It wasn't there yet, and engineers created that. So yeah, those are things you need to know if you are writing something. Yesterday, for example, I met an author who wrote a story that takes place in the Netherlands, but in the Netherlands from several centuries ago. The Netherlands looked quite different back then. Also with that lake sea, what I just told about, but also where the countries country's boundaries were, and who was running the country, things like that. And those are all things you need to know. But it also shows the growth that a country can go through, and what you might find in a museum, for example. So yeah, I mean, if I remember I went to a museum a couple of years ago, together with my family, and it was a museum in I'm just going to use the Dutch name, the Biesbos. And it was that area was very famous, or is very famous right now, because people got protection there and could go into hiding there in that area during the World War II. So that's quite a famous area, and it was quite important. So if you haven't done any research, you might think, oh, it's a nice lake, river. Oh, we can go boating. But if you don't know what has really happened there, you're missing out on a lot of things. And yeah, that's why it's important to do world building. Also, if you are writing contemporary fiction. Before I forget, if you don't know Tish yet, check out Tish's YouTube channel. And I'm doing it wrong right now. Yeah. And I think I use. Okay. One moment. I had a link yesterday for Tish's book, so I'm gonna post it. Sometimes it's really annoying when you just can't find something. There it is. There we go. Oh no, that's not it. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Yes, here it is. Here it is. This is the link for Tish's book, Not Before You Enter, a Maxine Jeremiah cozy mystery series. So be sure to go and buy that book, because Tish is a wonderful author. And this is her first cozy mystery book. Tish, I think it's also your first book. Am I right about that? I mean, I love it. And it has been published in September. I thought it was October, but Amazon said September, so it's pretty new. So check it out and give Tish a positive review if you really like the book. That will really help bring it to other readers who love cozy mysteries. For today, this is it. I wish you all a wonderful Sunday. Saturday. It's only Saturday. It's not Sunday yet. Or is it? No. Oh God, I don't. It's Sunday. My apologies. I wish you all a wonderful Sunday. Words were hard today, and my brain is really confused about a lot of things right now. So yeah, I wish you all a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Let me just check before I forget. Because I think I didn't plan it in YouTube yet. Yes, 1:30 p.m. same time today. I will be planning it later today. I will be planning all the live streams till the end of the month. And because yeah, I have a few live streams that will be on different times than 1:30 p.m. I'm trying to stick to the 1:30 p.m. because it feels like that works for me currently. So yeah, 1:30 p.m. basically at close to the end of Tish's live stream and before Shannon Huston's live stream. If you don't know about Shannon yet, please check her out. Because tomorrow she has, I think it's tomorrow, she has her next live stream again. Let me check for you. Yeah, tomorrow at 3 p.m. What, 3 p.m. Central European time? I don't know what it is in your time. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Is her next live stream, so be sure to check that out as well. And that's it for today. I wish you all a wonderful Sunday. See you tomorrow.